Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Pachter, and I am tremendously honored and humbled to be a part of this support group and initiative. I don't think there is anything that I can say, or honestly, anything anyone can say that can fill the deep, deep void that you must be going through right now and that you must be having with all this challenge. What I can do is I can tap into a time period in my life where I was really struggling and share with you the words of Chizuk that gave me strength. So I don't have a child fighting in the war, but I did at one time have a child that was fighting for her life. After I gave birth to my third child, I hemorrhaged. So my life was at risk, and my baby was in the NICU. So her life was at risk. And I just remember sitting by her incubator. I wasn't allowed to hold her and I wasn't allowed to touch her. And I felt so numb. I was exhausted emotionally. I was depleted. I was running to and from the hospital, literally depleted in every single way. And when I was in the hospital, I had two kids at home. I felt like I was betraying my children. When I was at home, I felt like I was betraying the baby. And I just sat there by the incubator with a sitter in my lap. And I wish that I could say I was constantly praying and constantly saying to him, but most of the time, to be honest, I felt really, really numb. And I recalled a teacher of mine while I was sitting there who shall remain nameless. And years before, she was childless for about 11 years. And the whole world was praying for this couple. They were a very, very special couple. And everyone was hoping they would conceive. And she actually became pregnant after having an amen party in her home, which I attended. It was really, really beautiful. And we were all thrilled and so excited for her and just waiting for the day for her to give birth. She was beautiful. She was radiant. Everyone was really, really happy. And finally, the day came for her to give birth. And she's holding this beautiful baby boy. And they took the baby for routine testing. And the doctors came back about a half an hour later with the most devastating news. Apparently, this child, every time it took a deep breath in, its lungs were at risk of collapsing. It had some sort of rare amino acid deficiency that they had never before seen in humans. They had seen it in rats before, but never in a human, never in medical recorded history. They called it a 1 in a billion baby. They actually named the disease after this baby. So can you imagine, you wait almost 12 years for something. You finally have the taste of redemption by holding this child, and then you get this anomaly of a type of news. It's devastating. How did she react? 5 days after giving birth, and she gave birth via C-section, and anyone who gave a C-section knows that you can barely walk. She decided 5 days after delivering via C-section that she was going to get up and speak in front of 500 women to deliver words of chizuk, words of encouragement. And I'm watching her walk into the room. She's utterly pale. She's washed out. She looks sickly, to be honest. And I was expecting her to be like, I'm really sorry. I'm really exhausted. Bear with me. No. She got up in front of 500 women, and in a voice loud and clear and strong, she says verbatim, I want you all to know that I have never felt closer to Hashem Yisbarach in my entire life. I feel him holding me and carrying me through every step of the way. She said, I can't hold my baby, but I sing to my baby. And I can't touch my baby, but I sing Tehillim to my baby. And she's literally praising Hashem amidst her suffering. She didn't know in that moment when she returns to the hospital if her baby was going to be alive or not. And yet she is singing Hashem's praises. And I'm looking at her face, and I remembered thinking to myself, is this not an angel? Is this a human being? How do people have that kind of strength? And on the one hand, thinking about her and her situation and how she reacted, it gave me courage. It gave me chizuk. But to be honest, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but part of me felt deflated because I knew that I wasn't her and I could never be her. And so I think, there I was too numb to even pray. I had my sitter in my hand and I was just too numb to even open my mouth, let alone speak to Hashem. And I think that as women, we think we always have to be strong. And maybe that's not true. As Jewish women, I think we're often pulled in a lot of different directions. We've got a lot going on. We feel overwhelmed. We have a lot on our plates. We got a lot of responsibilities. I was giving a lecture recently, not on resilience or anything, just a regular shiur. And someone approached me afterwards and she said, this is literally what she said. She goes, Sarah, I feel like I've got this string inside of me that's being pulled in two polar opposite directions. I'm so overwhelmed. I have so much on my plate. I want to stretch, but I feel like I'm going to snap. And when she said that, it really resonated with me because we've all been in those states of overwhelm. So I want to share with you very, very quickly. It's sort of a mundane moment and it's sort of funny, but you'll see why I'm bringing it up in a second. I want to give you like a screenshot or a snapshot of something that went on in the Pachter family a couple of years back. So I was 9 months pregnant, actually with the baby that ended up in the NICU, and very, very nauseous. I am very, very nauseous till the very end. I had a 5-year-old, very active boy. Family members used to call him Tasmanian devil. And I had a 14-month-old daughter that could walk, but more drunken sailor type, if you know what I mean. And it's toothbrushing time. It's time to brush their teeth. So when I tell an audience that it's teeth brushing time, they think to themselves, okay, whatever, like she's brushing her kid's teeth, no big deal. But when I tell a group of moms with young children that it is teeth brushing time, they know what that's code for. They know that that is code for home stretch, right? You've done dinner, you've done bath, everything's going crazy in the house. You can't even think straight. All you have to do is brush their teeth and then they can get into bed, right? It's like that last step before nighttime. So it's teeth brushing time and I start out all peppy and I'm like, okay, guys, let's brush your teeth. And what are they doing? Like we're in the bathroom, my son's to my left, my daughter's to my right. We're right there by the sink and they are absolutely not brushing their teeth, like anything but brushing their teeth. My son is making muscles in the mirror, he's making faces. My 14-month-old is inhaling toothpaste like it's dinner. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get rid of that before I have to call poison control. And I'm trying to get the toothpaste out of her mouth. And while I'm trying to get the toothpaste out of her mouth, my son sticks his finger under the faucet. Water starts spraying everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to wipe that up before someone trips and falls. While I'm trying to clean that up, my daughter literally takes a head first dive into the toilet. The girl thinks she can swim. She can't even walk, right? And I'm like, what do I do first? What do I do first? I'm being pulled in every direction. I'm 9 months pregnant. Hormones are raging. You know what I want to do in that moment? All I want to do is scream. I just want to be like, guys, brush your teeth, right? Only a little bit louder than that. Like I literally just want to scream. I want to scream. So what do I do instead? I sing. I'm not even joking you. I will literally start marching around and be like, please brush your teeth right now. Please brush your teeth right now. I have all sorts of songs for every aspect of dinner time. March up the stairs, march up the stairs. I mean, literally, I try to make it fun. I dance. Half the time, my kids look at me like I'm whacked. But most of the time, they start to cooperate. And they're like, yeah, we're going to brush our teeth. Like, let's just do it. Now, at this point, you're probably like, why are you telling me this? Why are you telling us this story? So I'm not just giving you a parenting technique. It is a technique that works. It helps your kids cooperate when you dance, when you make it fun, when you sing. And I'm also not just telling you a time when I almost lost my cool, which I often do lose my cool. We're all human. I'm actually sharing a deep idea. What am I trying to say? Think about what a song is. Think about your vocal cords. Think about the string of a guitar, for example. In order for music to be played, the string of the guitar has to be pulled taut in both directions. If you try to strum a floppy guitar string, it's not going to make any music. It's not going to sound very good. Sometimes in life, we have to be challenged. We are challenged. We are stretched so thin, we don't think we can stretch anymore. And that is when the most beautiful music emerges. But it goes deeper. When is the music heard? Precisely the moment when you pluck that string and the string bounces back, when it reverberates, the act of resilience of the string, that is the moment the music is heard. What I'm trying to say is that you don't have to be like my teacher. We don't have to always have strength and be singing and praising God. I mean, that's great if you can, but we don't always have to be strong. Sometimes it's about surviving. It's about putting one foot in front of the other. It's about resilience and bouncing back. And the moment we bounce back, that's also music to Hashem's ears. That act of resilience, our bodies are musical instruments to Hashem. And when we simply put one foot in front of the other and just display resilience and bounce back, that is music to Hashem. And this is the concept. We don't have to always be strong. What I'm trying to tell you and what I'm trying to tell myself is that we don't have to be like the tzaddik says, always singing, always saying Tehillim. It's great if you do. We don't have to always be a star. Sometimes surviving is just as valuable. I think sometimes we want to be strong, we hope to be strong, and we wish we could be strong, but just surviving is also a song to Hashem. My personal message to you is please remember that your struggle is our struggle. You're not alone. When you can't pray, when you're too numb to start opening your mouth to talk to Hashem, we are praying for you. I am praying for you. When you are weak, I will be strong. And I hope that when I'm weak, you'll be strong for me. I'm going to end here, but there was a beautiful initiative that was created by a lot of women throughout the US and Israel. They started with this WhatsApp flyer. Hopefully they can have it on the screen for you. And it said in the WhatsApp flyer, ladies, it's time to use our jewelry to build the Beit HaMikdash. Do you have a beautiful piece of jewelry that you no longer wear? If so, bring it for the women of Southern Israel because the terrorists looted their homes and took everything. So I saw this flyer and I saw the different drop-off points in various cities, and there wasn't one for LA, which is where I live. So I started to get involved and I found someone to have the drop-off point in LA, and I found someone going to Israel who could bring the jewelry pieces, and I collected a few pieces. And one woman, I have to share this story because it's just unreal. One woman really took this to heart, and she didn't just give jewelry that she doesn't wear. She decided to give a diamond necklace that was worth over $2,000. And it was actually her yichud room present. She gave it with permission from her husband. And not only was her act so beautiful, but the note that she wrote to accompany this piece was even more beautiful than the act itself. I want to read it to you. This is what she writes. Dear Nashim Tzidkaniot, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your hardship. Thank you for all you have endured to secure the safety of Israel and the continuation of the Jewish people. We are forever indebted. As a token of my appreciation, I want to gift this piece of jewelry to you. It's actually the gift I received in my yichud room from my husband. As we know, yichud means solitude or to be alone with. I want you to have this gift to know that you are not alone. We are with you. The whole world is crying and struggling with you. Together and united, we can stand stronger and lift each other. Please enjoy this diamond necklace with bracha, health, simcha, parnasa, and chayim. Much admiration, Anonymous. It's such a beautiful thing. And when you see women from around the world are coming in droves to give up their jewelry, just like they did in the times of the Torah. So you are not alone. And remember, the greatest sign of strength is to reach out and seek support from others. I believe that as Jewish women, we have so much power inside. We aren't even sometimes aware of it. And when we band together and when we support each other and pray for one another, anything can happen and anything is possible. Hakol Yachol. Thank you so much. Truly, thank you.